Good morning, everyone. Happy Monday, February 23rd, 2026. Hope everyone had a great weekend. Big week in the markets with NVIDIA earnings. Currently, the Dow is down 174, NASDAQ down 91, S&P down 15, VIX at up 5%. So we got the president putting on 15% global tariffs, NVIDIA earnings. So could be in for an interesting day and week. So I'm going to hold off on my one DTE here today. Definitely will not trade it tomorrow, the day before NVIDIA earnings. Bell's going to ring here in about 5 seconds. All right, the bell is rung. But yeah, NVIDIA lately during their earnings, that earnings week, they've really it's kind of, the markets have kind of treated it like FOMC in terms of theta decay. I mean, there's just not much leading up to it. So we'll see what it does this week, but I'm holding off my one DTE for right now. I mean, I might put one on today that's, maybe here in 20 minutes, just after I kind of see what the markets are doing. But yeah, I'm not going to put one on right now after the bell. So got some stocks pushing up, some stocks pushing down. Microsoft coming down, Meta, Apple pushing up, NVIDIA strong. So, yeah, just going to be a little careful here as we go into the start of the day here. Not going to put that one DTE on right now. I may put it on here in a little bit. Just going to kind of see what happens. That Supreme Court ruling kind of threw a wrench in things last week, and then the president came out with saying he's going to do 15% global tariffs. Apple with a nice big push up well through pre-market highs, through Friday's highs. Looks like so far S&P pushing up, and the S&P and the Dow have gone green. Yeah, I thought, we were done with the whole tariff issue. The market is kind of, I thought the market had kind of moved on from tariffs, until last week. But Google also pushed up through pre-market highs. About a 20-point range in the first 3 minutes. So, yeah, I'm not gonna put my one DTE on quite yet. VIX at 19.53, coming down a little bit. NVIDIA strong as well. Goog pulling back after that initial push up here. pre-market. The last 5 minutes of the pre-market, it pushed up, now pulling back to Friday's highs. That kind of looks like a nice looking upside continuation there. Yeah, Goog coming right back down, man. That's tempting to get in right there, pulling back to that key level. I think I might jump in some Goog here. Might go just not quite as big as usual. Come on, don't bounce on me yet. Bouncing up. I'll see if it comes back down here. Looking at the 320 calls in Goog. Bouncing. I'm gonna put my order at $4 on the 320 calls in Goog. Here's it. It pulled back. It may not film me here because it's bounced. Coinbase through lows. Netflix coming down. No fill in Goog yet. I'm going to cancel my Goog. S&P green. Definitely have two-way action. CoreWeave getting a big green bar, big volume bar. That would definitely be an upside volume runner. If you just joined, I mentioned right when I first got on, just not going to do my one DTE quite yet. I might do it here in 15, 20 minutes. I'm just kind of waiting to see what Theta does with. So far, it kind of looks like things are all pretty much normal, even with NVIDIA earnings Wednesday. I definitely will not do a 1 DTE tomorrow. Hood getting a big volume bar to the downside. One thing you can do to kind of, what I do when to kind of see what the 1 DTE is doing is that, I put the trade on in Thinkorswim. I go to the Analyze tab, and then I can kind of monitor if Theta is decaying or if it's, going underwater before placing the trade. Right now, it's just kind of break even. Yeah, Tony, you can use any option chain you want. All right, now, yeah, some juice getting really pumped in now to that 1 DTE. It would be way underwater right now if I would have put it on. Goog. A good thing I didn't get into that. It came all the way down through Friday's highs. CoreWeave, though, still trying to push up. Let me pull this over here. I can kind of show you what I'm talking about. Yeah, my Thinkorswim's kind of slow today. All right, let me show you this. If my Thinkorswim will work. Come on. There we go. Okay, so this is the trade I would have put on. And when you look at it, you can see I didn't put the trade on. I just have it in my Analyze tab, and you can see how it would be underwater if I would have put it on at the open. So with NVIDIA earnings being Wednesday and tariffs, I mean, you can kind of do this to see if you want to get in one or not. And if Theta's decaying and its price isn't moving much, you'd be like, okay, it looks looking good. But yeah, it'd be. See, now I'm kind of waiting here. So, 20 minutes from now, who knows? It might be things might have calmed down, or maybe they haven't. But look, it would have been really underwater here, down over $600. So just something you can do on if there's some things going on, my criteria for my 1 DT definitely is, the VIX is up at the open, right? But It's just a little bit different. We got other things going on, with tariffs and Nvidia earnings. So just holding off on that one DT for now. So CoreWeave had a big volume bar to the upside, and Hood had a big volume bar to the downside. Hood has not bounced yet. Hood's getting another big red bar. I know Bitcoin. I think it was down under 65,000 last night. Apple kind of pulling back to pre-market highs. Indices back in the red. So they didn't stay green long. I might get long Apple here as it's pulled back to pre-market highs. Definitely like that better than Goog. I'm looking at the 4 DTE. $265 calls in Apple. Filled at 330 in Apple. Filled at 330 on the 265 calls. Upside continuation runner as it pulled back to pre-market highs. I would close half at 365. CoreWeave getting a little pullback. Apple trying to bounce here for us. VIX up above 20 now. Man, I was about a nickel away from getting filled on my Apple. Hood with a little bit of a bounce. S&P coming down. No real scheduled news today. Apologize for the voice being a little hoarse. I was at District Wrestling Friday night and all day Saturday, so did a little bit of yelling. S&P really coming down now. I'm still liking Apple here. It's holding. It is held up on that down push. Filled at 365 in Apple. Close half. Close some more Apple at $4. S&P bouncing here a little bit. So it looks, yeah, my 1DT would still be down, but not near as much. Yeah, I'm still going to hold off. MSTR up to highs of day. Looking at Hood, it's kind of having trouble bouncing. It's bounced a little bit. It had two big, well, I take that back. It had a big green bar too, so forget it. So it had two big red bars, bigger than the first. And now it also has a big green bar, so I think I'll stay away from it. Conflicting signals there. Apple coming down. If it pushes through this line, this is my line in the sand right here. MU looks like it's getting a mighty 90 short, but it is also pushed up through pre-market highs. See if it makes another push up. I might get short on that mighty 90. S&P down through lows. That one DTE would be down about 800 at the moment. So, yeah, juice getting pumped in to those premiums. Apple, no rip up. Kind of thought just kind of getting drugged back down here. It's just below where I entered. So I need to see a bounce out of it. VIX up to highs of day. MSTR pushing up through Friday's lows. Coinbase through highs of day. Come on, Apple. S&P coming down. Still holding my Apple. Hasn't moved much. Did move up and get me out of half. Yeah, I just had a feeling we'd get a little bit of juice pumped in first 30 minutes with everything that's going on in the world. Yeah, that mighty 90 and that mighty 90 and MU. If you take a look at MU, would have been really good. Darn it. Kind of took my eye off of it and forgot about it. Good thing is Apple is holding, even though everything's coming down. Oh, now it's trying to pop up. Yeah. Let me put MU on the board over here, just so people can learn. So nice Mighty 90. So the Mighty 90 strategy, you've got two bars the same color, and this one here is bigger than the previous one. And when I say bigger, I mean not just barely, but there's nice volume separation. And then we also had a nice price push up. So yeah, if we could have gotten in right up here, that would have been a great Mighty 90. Yeah, good hold off on that one DTE and not entering it. Again, I got another profit target at $4 in Apple. Get a little bit of a bounce here. Excuse me. So if price kind of settles down a little bit, then I might enter a 1 DTE. Just want to kind of see what theta and price is doing. Yeah, look at those two nice red bars in MU. That is a picture perfect Mighty 90. Yeah, Aaron. What is he? If you go to, is he interested in monthly or annual, Aaron? Okay. There's a link right to the monthly. It just came from our website. Ooh, look at that drop. That's what I was worried about today. Yeah, oh yeah. One DTE would have been in some kind of trouble. Look at Apple though; it's holding on. The EU freezes U.S. trade deal approval over Trump tariff uncertainty. Yeah, I just thought we were past the whole tariff stuff. Thought we were past it. So if you joined late, I'm in Apple. Got in on the 265 calls at $3.30. Got out a half at 365 and still holding the rest. No one DTE, even with the VIX up, just because of the tariff uncertainty plus NVIDIA earnings on Wednesday. And I'm feeling really thankful that I didn't put it on that one DTE. Amazon coming down. Man, look at Apple hold, though. That's amazing. Yeah, if you joined late, Aaron, I didn't take it because of the uncertainty of the tariffs plus NVIDIA earnings. NVIDIA earnings, the last few times it's had earnings, has been a lot like FOMC week. Just a lot of volatility, not much theta decay in those 1 and 2 DTE options. Definitely won't put one on tomorrow, regardless. I was gonna wait. I was in kind of wait and see mode today. I was gonna wait maybe 15, 20 minutes, kind of see what if there was theta decaying, and there wasn't. So I just held off. But Nvidia earnings is the main reason, and then the Trump tariffs is that's just another reason. Jeez, Dow down over 500. The Dow was green about 20 minutes ago. Good old Apple, though. Look at it. Let's go. Yeah, I agree, Tony. It's totally unnecessary. I mean, it's been around for almost a year now. Man, that mighty 90 in MU would have been awesome with this paired with this Apple long that I have. Amazon coming down. Man, I thought I might hit another profit target on this little push up here in Apple, but did not. Boy, what an exciting morning yesterday, huh? The U.S. hockey. If anybody follows the Olympics, I don't really watch hockey much, but I did watch that entire game. It's very, very cool to watch. Holy moly, this one DTE would have been, whoo-wee, probably would have been stopped. And again, if you join late, I mentioned you can go ahead and you can put on the trade. You can put the trade where you were going to open it and just don't open it and put it on the analyze tab, and then you can kind of see if theta is decaying on it, or how it's, or if theta is getting pumped into it. This is what it would have looked like right now if I would put it on. Look at that. It would have been really bad. So again, it's Nvidia earnings week, and you got these tariff issues, and so that's why I just held off. Filled an Apple at 405. All right, man, getting filled on a long when the market's flushed. Gotta love that. Closed another at 435. Ooh, Amazon had a mighty 90 long. How am I missing these mighty 90s? And here's another thing about the one DTE. Like when it's a discretionary one DTE and not back tested like mine is, I mean, you could put it on at any time throughout the day, really. But if a bunch of juice is pumped in there and then price stabilizes, you might be able to take advantage of some theta decay, after the market's been open for a while. Nvidia coming down now after being strong. S&P right at lows of day. VIX up to highs of day. All right. Nvidia, Apple, AVGO, CoreWeave, TSM, Goog, all in the green. Everything else red. S&P at lows of day. Something else you can do, on a week like Nvidia earnings, if you want to put in a 1 DTE on today's, you could always lower your contracts, but I am glad I held off this morning. All right, Apple coming down just a little bit. Starting to see a little bit of chop from some of these stocks. CoreWeave, after that big volume bar, it really hasn't done much. It's kind of chopping. VIX right up highs of day. VIX right up to highs of day. So I would rather see. I would be more apt to put one on now with a VIX at highs of day. Put on a 1 DT. See what price does here in the next 5 or 10 minutes. Might go in on one. Apple pushing up. AVGO just chopping sideways. TSM chopping sideways. MSTR's chopping. PLTR's chopping. So we might see the markets slow down here a little bit. So I'm going to look at entering a 1 DTE. May go just a little bit smaller than normal. Looking at the 69.35s and the 67.90s. See what this looks like. 60 wide. Ooh, I like it. Filled at 440 in Apple. Beautiful. And filled at 1035 on a 1 DTE here. So let me post that. I did one contract less than normal. I got that posted. So VIX was right about highs of day when I got in. So it's going to have to keep going up for me to lose money there. Any type of it contracting, I'm going to be making money on that theta decay. So close another Apple at 480. All right, I need to get my OCO order in. All right, discretionary 1 DTE OCO order is in. Wow, look at that push up an Apple. Beautiful. So take a look at the VIX. So price price kind of slowed down there, and I jumped in when VIX was up here at highs of day. You can see any type of contraction is going to start having theta decay for me. So far so good on that. It may continue to go up. We'll see. Coinbase kind of chopping. Microsoft and Meta kind of chopping here. Dow down 655. And I'll now, since this is kind of a discretionary 1 DTE, obviously putting it on at a different time than I usually do. I'll monitor theta decay, and if there's just if price is kind of in a choppy range, but theta's not decaying, I'll probably just close it. And we'll see here. Just going to monitor it. Hoping Apple and some of these others can kind of keep it from continuing to fall. This is going to be a nice Apple winter. Apple pushing through highs of day now. Netflix trying to bounce. Filled at 480 in Apple. I only got one contract left. Closed my last one at 520. What else we got? Definitely missed Mighty 90 and MU. You even missed one in Amazon. You can kind of see here, little Mighty 90. 2 consecutive green bars. Dow down 700. It was up over 100. Had about an 800 point drop in the first hour. But yeah, a lot of these stocks I day trade here are just choppy. You can kind of take a look at Microsoft and Coinbase, Goog, Tesla. SMCI coming down hard. S&P touching through lows. I think I might just close my last Apple. Just take the profits. Can't make much more with one contract. Filled at 485 in Apple. So out of Apple, nice winner. 630 on a long when the S&P is come down about 60 50 60 points. Can't beat that. All right, guys, it's 9:30. I'm not going to jump into anything else in terms of day trades. So I'm just going to wait for TLC. And yeah, I might be waiting for a little bit. S&P coming down through lows right now. I'll continue to monitor my 1 DTE. Right now, it's up. It's up about 4%. So far, so good. Definitely like how I played that on a week when NVIDIA has earnings. All right, guys. I will chat with you later. Have a great day of trading. Talk to you soon. Peace.